Well, we are actually back. Um, it wasn't planned that I was going to do this, but welcome to the channel once again. Just yep, there we go. Obviously, I wasn't supposed to do it. It was supposed to be Gord, but he has had something come up, so here we are. Let's just copy the link up. There we go. Should be up and going now. Anyways, the standings in Tier 2 has been updated, and as we know, Timgra, the legend, has already won the Drivers' Championship. I just realized I'm gonna up my mic again. Sorry, hold on a second. Just so you can hear me a little bit better. I don't know if it was fine before, but it's definitely fine now. Let's lower the game volume on my TV. I don't actually need it. But, anyways, it's only 14 points between Northern Canuck and Hines, or H. Hines. And actually, Jimmy Pull-Up is not racing today. So never mind, but Jimmy Pull-Up was not too far off either. But of course, that doesn't really matter. We are 10 today in... Okay, I want that on as well. That can be good for qualifying. Well, yes, we are in Qatar for the final race. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the constructors' standings is definitely not over. My computer is lagging. There we are. It's 8 points between AlphaTauri and Williams. AlphaTauri has 2 drivers, Williams unfortunately only 1, which means that Northern Canuck has his work cut out for him. And it also means if Tim Grau just wins the race, it's over. So Tim Grau is definitely going to want that. Otherwise, we have a nice little battle for P8. And that actually extends up quite a bit. But the battle for P8, only 8 points separating Haas and Red Bull. Of course, Haas is also looking at Mercedes, only 19 points ahead of them. So definitely something to keep an eye on. The reason I'm clicking is because it's popping off in Tier 1 channel a little bit, as the constructors was done today. I'm not quite sure the one, but I think level 1. But that, yeah, we'll see. It will obviously come on social medias and stuff, so keep an eye out for that as Sinks starts their flying lap number 1. A little bit of a lag spike, gotta love it during qualifying. Through the first couple of corners, looking solid so far. Now, the interesting thing to see is, are they turning off their ERS? I don't think they are. The purple is one, of course. But the reason I'm checking that is because obviously this track is great because it's EA encoded. So the ERS is not optimized, and if you don't shut off the ERS during the lap, you'll not have any ERS on the run to the line. Oh, and things goes very wide. So this is not going to be the greatest of laps, because of course he had to back out and now his ERS is going to deplete. And it's going to be a 1:23.8. Who is the next to 7 lap? That's the food coming over the line. So next one is Grayson. Grayson is invalid, so next one would be Camo. Camo also out of ERS, getting a little bit of a slipstream though, which will help, and he goes provisional pole, 22.8, so almost a second ahead. As Timgra, the champion, comes to the line, of course racing tier 1 not too long ago, and does a 22.1. Very, very good lap. It's Darth Crimson. And Darth comes over the line with a 26.2. Not the greatest of laps, but hopefully they can find some time and improve. Dookie comes across the line, I think, to do a second hot lap. And same, I think, for Sati. Next one is Sing. Sing's coming into the pits. So the next one is Tafood. Tafood has invalidated and dives into the pits. Camel Banana, of course. On a lap, Flying Grayson. Have you brought a lot of fuel? That is the question. They are starting a lap, so actually let's go fully on board for Flying Grayson. As they come across the line for a 1:41.2. Not competitive at all. But through turn 1, solid through there, missing the apex a little bit through turn 2. Decent exit though, and again not taking the apex through turn 3. Down towards 4 is on the apex, very solid through both right-handers. To the tricky left-hander, very easy to miss your braking point like that, because that stupid penalty line. MotoGP. Yeah, a little bit wide through there. And through here you just wanna chuck the car around. Wanted to stick. Now through the very fast section. You just gotta hope the car sticks. Look at the setup. And Grayson just misjudges it. It goes slightly off track and invalidates. Comes into the pits. Sati has invalidated. It's let's go with Northern Canuck, who of course needs to challenge Timgra for the win. Problem is, if Timgra, even if he just gets P2, I think they still have it by 1 point, and then of course the food just needs to finish. Even if he does it 2 laps down. Let's get some nice TV shots instead. Purple. Wonder if we're gonna see some donuts from Timgra. It would be nice. Northern Canuck has been looking very solid. I think I saw some glimpses of purple as well. The deploy is used. Let's see what Northern can do. It's a P2 22.6. Needs to find a little bit of pace. The food is invalid. Timgra is on a lap and is purple through sector 2. Now through the fast sector 3. Oh, and he invalidates on the penultimate corner. That is gonna be rough. Camo Banana is the next one to start a lap. Try to get some heat into the surface of the tires. Of course, if you want to get temps into the core of the tire, you use throttle and brake at the same time, because that apparently works. Don't question it, just do it, because it doesn't wear the tires as well. So you can do it for a lap and have 0% tire wear, which is just great. Takes a very wide entry. I think he messed up the turn a little bit, didn't look like he hit the apex, but definitely still a solid lap. That's a very nice helmet, by the way. I have to say, Camo Banana, you've really nailed the helmet. Just behind in sector 1. Let's see if they can find some time through sector 2. ERS stays on. I am surprised. Let's shut that one up. Let's see what they can do. Ah, they go wide. I definitely spotted that. Dutch in the Red Bull. Is that another 88 I see? Yes, it is. Another number 88, Dutch. And it's actually purple through sector 1. I'll believe that when I say it. Purple through sector 2 as well is Dutch, apparently. It's looking a little bit side to side. He hasn't turned off his ERS, but he will get a slipstream. He will get a lovely tow all the way. Actually, did he? I think he might have. But here we go to the line. It's a P5 for Dutch, 24.5. Sati to the line. 22.5 goes P2 in that Red Bull. Very, very good. Dookie. Dookie apparently purple in sector 2. Let's see how the car sticks through the final sector. Looks like a solid final turn. The ERS is out. Can he do it? 23-1 in the end, P5. 5 minutes to go of qualifying. That's a sick looking helmet as well from Tafur. Yeah, it is the Colombian helmet. That's a very cool design. I have to give it to him. Flying Grayson. Is he on a lap? Is he pushing? Yes, but the ERS is very low. So it's not gonna be a good lap. He's a second behind Dookie. And apparently a little bit up. Let's see. Oh no, he's a second behind. Let's go with Tafur then in AlphaTauri. I just got the notification that it's a dry race, which I kind of figured. Grayson has improved a lot through the second sector, but his ERS is so low. But yes, in case you didn't know, it's gonna be a dry race. How is this gonna go? Is it gonna run out of ERS like full on charge? It's obviously not getting almost any power now, and it's losing time. But it does improve by over a second to a 1:26.1. But does he have time now? I don't think so. Things getting out of the way. Obviously, couldn't know that Grayson was done. Tafur is going into the box. I think he has enough time if he doesn't get held up. Let's go on board with Zinx then for the final runs. If anyone in the chat wants me to ask anything to the drivers, let me know in chat and I'll ask them. I think that will be a good way to do it. I'm obviously trying to think of questions myself as well. Oh, that's not gonna be good. He's gonna invalidate the next lap as well. So he has his ERS turned off because as he crosses the line, yeah, it's still red, but he has time. He has time on his side. Who is that coming around? That's a Red Bull of Sati Jackie. Let's see what he can do right on the line as he begins the lap. See, driver number 6. It does, Nicolas Latifi. But this guy is actually quick. Sati Jackie. Let's see what he can do. Through sector 1 is looking hooked up. And he has improved, and it is purple. Now through sector 2. Really going from side to side. Oh, as we have a little bit of lag once again. But through sector 2, it again looked very solid through it. Let's see, it is purple again, and he's found another 10th. Let's see what he can do. Almost 3 tenths up. Needs to find a little bit more through the final sector here. Definitely looked like a good final sector. His ERS is gonna run out, or the deploy is gonna run out. So to the line, it's gonna be a little bit slower, but can he do it? No, not quite. 122, 211. Let's go on board. Oh, and Tingra invalidates. So Tingra is not gonna improve. Camo Banana. Camo does improve and goes to P3. 122.6. Dookie. Can he do anything? No, not quite. Doesn't improve. Crimson needs to find about 2 seconds. It's not quite gonna do it. There's a 24.124 and is P7, and now it's only Tingra. Tingra, if you're listening, do some donuts. That is a shame. It's very easy to lose the time through there. The final turn is a turn you really have to nail, because if you don't, you're gonna be punished all the way down to the line or turn 1. So yeah, it's definitely understandable. But Tingra takes pole position, gets another point for AlphaTauri. Jackie getting P2. Again, a Red Bull in P2 on the starting grid. But AlphaTauri is the team we're looking for. Camo Banana P3, and then it's Canadian 4 through P8. Canuck, Dookie, Sinks, Dark Crimson, and Dutch getting those positions. Grayson with the international flag, and Tafur with the Colombian flag, running P9 and P10. Yes, my voice just absolutely went. Yeah, the least you can get is 12 points today if you just finish. And it's very tricky to DNF on this track. Unless something happens, it's very tricky. And we see the lovely pit lane again. We can't even see the people. And no T-posing crew, which is such a shame. But the strategies here is medium hard or hard medium. Both strategies are valid, definitely. With the medium tires, you want to run away, but then you're gonna get slowly caught up. But you have the chance to run away and not get caught up with people. On the hards, you're banking on being the faster driver at the end. But at the same time, you're gonna be battling people, unless you're fast enough. So it's two strategies. The softs, I mean, they're not gonna be that good for that long. What, 6 laps maybe, before you start to absolutely die. So I would say yeah, the softs does work if it's a very late safety car, but other than that, I don't think softs is the right call. Gonna be very interesting to see. Actually, let's do this. It's split. It's literally split 50-50. That's very interesting. Let's see if they get the go-ahead to actually go anytime soon. Yep, still waiting. Da da dum dum da 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 dum da dum. So, predictions, guys. Where do we think Team Gra will finish? Who will win the Constructors' Championship? And will we see any soft tires? That's the three predictions I want to see from you guys in chat. Where does Team Gra finish? Who wins the Constructors? And are we gonna see the soft tires? Is it disrespectful? I don't know. It shouldn't be. Right, here we go. Just saw the message from Canuck in tier 2 chat, and we are gonna be ready to go. I'm not getting a timer though, that's... Oh lordy, lordy, lord. Please wait. Imagine this. Oh, there we go. I just didn't see it, but here we go. 5 red lights are on. It is lights out for the final time this season, and away we go. Sati getting the better start against Team Gra, but can he do anything on the inside? The outside is actually a little bit better. Because you get a better exit, and then also you have the inside, of course, and Team Gra does keep P1. Let's do that, and we can see that Crimson has moved up 1, Grayson and Tafur has moved up 1, and Dutch has moved down 2 so far. So the biggest gainer is Crimson, Grayson and Tafur so far. Jackie right up the gearbox of Team Gra is not letting the Alpha Tauri do this easily. Of course, we have to keep an eye on Northern Canuck, who has to win essentially to have any chance on the Constructors in the Williams. Such a shame that Williams only have one driver. It does make it definitely harder. We can see Sati really close to Team Gra. They were looking really close in qualifying as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Sati, who I don't actually know where is in the standings. Let's see. Sati is actually P15. He has had a lot of DNFs and hasn't been able to show up all the time, but he did win last time out in Monza, so he is coming off a high of confidence and could potentially go as far up as actually around P8, actually no, P9, P10, as we have a yellow flag and a virtual safety car as Grayson is lacking front wing, which is definitely not going to help him. And yeah, front wing is pretty important on this track. Let's go to the tires that everyone has gone on, and it's a lot of hearts, a couple of mediums, with Dookie, Darth, and Sinks using the medium tires. As we see the first 3 seconds, and Darth into the box, speeding, very easy to do here. As it is a very long pit lane, and it's very easy to miss the brakes or miss the braking point for the pit lane. And of course you'll have a little bit of marbling as well, which definitely helps, because this game is great. But we can see the top 3, Timga, Sati and Camo, is starting to edge away from Canuck. Canuck absolutely needs to stick with them, or it will be championship over. We can see, sorry if you could hear my covers, it's a little bit cold here in Sweden. Dutch really close to the pool, but struggling with the dirty air, and that is a little bit of a problem. That section is very tricky to follow because of the dirty air, even though these cars are better. I guess it's 2021, everyone would understeer everywhere. But it's still very, very tricky. And that, as you saw, Dutch go up into P7 as Tafur picks up a 3-second time penalty. But that makes the field spread out. Which definitely sorry, I lost the train of thought. It definitely hampers you, but Sati has managed to stay right behind him, and Camo has actually lost DRS. But will Sati go up into P1? I think he will. Tingra moves to the inside to defend, and Sati is gonna try to switch back. He does, but Tingra now on the inside. Oh, actually has less grip. Very, very nice racing from these two. Let's do that as well. But yeah, Sati now up into P1 and Timgra down to P2. Unfortunately for Northern Canuck, he's still in P4, and that's not what he needs. He definitely doesn't need traction issues. Now it's Timga's turn to try and stay with Sati through this quick section. Can he manage to do it? It looked like he had a little bit of a loss of grip, but he managed to keep it pointing in the right direction, and he has done it. He is within half a second, so I do think we'll see. Oh, Darth has lost it. That's a safety car. What do you do now is the question. trying to think. He lost it there. I'm just gonna stay with Grayson to see if I can maybe point out what happened. Tafur is in. Don't really see why. Since he is on the hards. Unless I wanna go medium. Guess that would work. He lost it here. He must have straddled the curb and lost it on the exit. I don't really know what happened. Would be very interesting to hear. But Sati has actually caught the safety car. And this helps anyone who forgot the fuel, because this is one hungry track on fuel. This one and Suzuka are the fuel heavy tracks on this game. On Suzuka you need about 2 laps of extra fuel. On this one I brought 3, but I actually managed to save quite a lot because I was in DRS train, so I could lift and coast. So I actually ended with quite a lot of fuel. Stafford picks up a 3-second time penalty under the safety car. That's not what you want. The food on fresh mediums. It's gonna be interesting to see the strategy. I really doubt we'll see the top 4 go in this lap. Highly doubt we're gonna see anyone in this lap. But this helps Grayson and Tafur catch back up to the field, of course, which is definitely a positive thing. We're just waiting for Grayson now to catch up, so safety car is gonna be in this lap, lap 7, as Grayson will slowly but surely make his way back up to the field. Just trying to think of stuff to say, but there's not much to say. Race results last time out, of course, we had Dutch winning. We had Noob in the Ferrari get P2. We had a Northern Canuck getting a P3, so we had at least 2 Canadians. We also had a a Red Bull win, which of course I'm gonna be happy about, since I have been racing for Red Bull this season. Hopefully not next season though. Here we go, someone in chat. Yes, Spoony Tier 2 is absolutely cooking. The top 3, Sati, Tingra and Camo, have been in a nice little train. Sati and Tingra actually managed to pull slightly ahead, but then the safety car came out and invited Camo, and importantly for the constructors, Northern Canuck back into it. So it will be very interesting to see what they end up doing. But Sati has gone. He went before the final turn, which is very brave, with a long straight. And Tingra is actually catching and moving to the inside, and is ahead through turn 1. Very good restart from the Alpha Tauri. Look how close Sati is managing to stay. It's going to be a very interesting battle. Also gotta keep an eye on P3, P4, Camel Banana and Northern Canuck. as that is one important battle for the constructors. But unfortunately, currently, AlphaTauri has it in the bag because Timgra is leading, and with only one Williams, it's yeah. Yeah, you definitely don't want to go too early on this one. It can work if you really catch them off guard. Like if you go whilst they're weaving. That is what I did in Baku last game. But it needs to be a very good restart, and you really need to catch them napping, which is very tricky to do. So it's better to go late here. As you see Tafur catching Dutch. Will he go for the move? Into turn 1. Goes down the inside. But Dutch keeping it round the outside, but has actually lost the position. He lost traction on exit. And Tafur is up to P7. Near the front again. And we still have the Spaniard of Sati right behind Timgra. Really is trying to get close. Sati with a good exit here, and I think we're gonna see a change of leader as the rest gets enabled. Sati making the move before turn 1, Red Bull into the lead, and they are pulling away from the other guys as well, which is important, not by a lot but just enough. And Northern currently P4 can't quite do anything. He's not quite quick enough to stay with Camo Banana, which he would need to do. He would need DRS. Sinks is within a second. Oh, actually, never mind. It's just on that teetering edge of 1 second to Dookie, so that's a battle to keep an eye on as well. But currently half a second separates these two, so I think it's gonna be a battle we've seen a lot of, a Red Bull versus an AlphaTauri. The Premier Tier pole position was a 120.9 something. So you weren't too far off that, to be fair. You had at 120.1 or 121.1 or 121.0, something like that. So definitely not far off as Timgra moves up into P1. Change of lead again. I think it's going to be a very, very tactical race today. It reminds me of Tier 1 Spain that had a similar sort of race where it was more tactical than battling. And it might not be the most interesting to watch in terms of action, but it's definitely spicy to follow. Here we can see also Sings has managed to get close enough to Dookie, so that is another battle that is growing. But it's also very, very tricky to pass anywhere but turn 1. You can do it into turn What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. As Camo picks up a 3-second time penalty, that's not good. But you can do it. I didn't need to turn 4, definitely possible. But you need to have so much more pace than the other guy as Sati moves up into P1. So yeah, I think this is gonna be the battle for eternity? Forever? No, but it's gonna be for a long time. I have a lovely helicopter view of the pair. I mean, all you need to do is just stick with the guy ahead, try to not use ERS, and yeah, obviously if you need to save fuel as well, you can do lift and coast. This track needs to be redone. It needs to be fixed with the ERS issue. Fuel is alright, I mean, you can always save that, but ERS is so tricky to save. It needs to be redone. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty neat track. It's definitely something to master. It's like Monaco in terms of you need practice to make pace, but it's not. If you don't practice, you're not gonna die. You're just gonna be slow. As we have another change of the lead, as Stinks actually goes into the box and he speeds into the pit lane. That's not gonna be very good. He changes for a set of hearts. And I'm sorry that I'm only following these two, but to be fair, it's the lead battle and they are the only ones battling right now. And it's not, I know it's not a lot of battling on track, but of course it's too technical of a track to battle on. Dutch picks up a 3-second time penalty that is currently costing him P7 and will bring him down to P8. Sati has dropped back a little bit. Will be interesting to see if he can manage to get ahead. Don't think you need to do that though, but he does get up into P1. If you're watching the stream, you'll understand what I'm referencing. I don't want, just in case they're listening, I don't want to give them the data. But I do think it of course wasn't a mistake, it just wasn't necessary. And he'll need to work a little bit harder now. Northern Canuck is still 1.6 seconds, 1.5 seconds behind Camo. Can't quite do anything. Just doesn't quite have the pace, and the same is of course for Camo Banana to these two. Which is a little bit of a shame. Oh, as we have a little bit of a lag again. Gotta love it. And Timgra moves up into the lead. It's a very tricky one. I do think, as we see Camo Banana boxing for a set of mediums. It might be a little bit early. I mean, they can make it, but they won't be great at the end. Dookie comes in for hearts. That's about when you want to box. Sings is actually gonna come out ahead of Dookie, and is currently up into P8. We will of course go over to penalties nearing the end of the race. Ooh, Stathur has had a spin. Has now managed to recover, but is down to P6. As Tingra, race crucial. 3-second time penalty for the Luxembourgian? The man from Luxembourg. I think he's from Luxembourg. Tafur picks up another 3-second time penalty, but currently Sati doesn't even need to overtake Tinga. He just needs to sit in his DRS, save tires, save fuel, save DRS, and just chill. Of course, Tinga at this point might honestly want to swap positions with Sati, get behind, and then just try and challenge him into corners, make him make mistakes. To try and see if he can get Sati to get a penalty, because of course it's very, very tricky. Jackie has actually dropped back a little bit. One idea could also be to try and just push ahead and try and get Sati out of the DRS and try and get 3 seconds. It might be a little bit tricky, but also we're actually gonna change to this one, because currently I think Dutch would come out. Oh, actually, never mind. But Camo, right on the edge of actually overtaking Tingra and Sati, and he has put up the fastest lap of the race with a 1:25.7. Can we see? No, we can't. We can do that though. But yeah, apparently the pit delta is about 25 seconds. So, yeah, currently they would come out right on that edge between, around Camel Banana. Of course, if they pit now, their tires will be a bit tired at the end. But here we go, Sati. Getting the undercut on Tingra. Don't speed into the pit lane, very good. Northern Canuck carries on up into P2 now. What can Tingra do here in P1? Oh, he has a little bit of a snap. Is definitely running out of tire life. We can see, crucially, Jackie actually came out just ahead of Camel Banana. Camel Banana has undercut his way into the DRS though, but 3 lap older tires. It's not gonna be fun. Come the end of the race, it'll be fun until about 25%, as we've had Tafood again. Is it stuck on the curb? No. The curbs are quite low. It might be on the sausages. It might be a bit tricky, but Northern Canuck into the box. Timga carries on. I hope he's not banking for another safety car, because I don't think that's gonna happen. I actually think Canuck might actually come out behind Grayson. He'll definitely come out behind Banana and Jackie, who is going at it now. Currently 23 seconds between Timgra and Jackie. As Jackie picks up a 3-second time penalty as well, that has equaled the penalties at the top, which is crucial for Timgra. Currently 8 seconds behind Jackie and Camo. So that's what, 30 seconds behind Timgra. So Timgra will come out ahead if he boxes now, but Timgra carries on. Is he gonna do the hard softs? Is he gonna try the softs? That is gonna be very interesting. He's definitely losing time to the leaders. Let's see if the Spaniard can do anything, as Tafood again with the spin, but no safety car. As Sati picks up the fastest lap with a 1:25.4. Camo has dropped off. Can't quite keep up with the Spaniard. That is very interesting. Timga currently about 5 seconds behind Sati as well. Grayson into the box for soft tires. Tafood is in as well. As long as it doesn't retire, AlphaTauri should still have this in the bag. Canuck currently in a lonesome P4. I don't think it's quite what he'd hoped for, as Timgar comes into the box. Will come out just ahead of Canuck, I think. What tire does he go for? He does go for soft. It's red. So we have seen the soft tires. Timgra does come out ahead of Northern Canuck, who has put down the fastest lap of the race, 25.1. But can't quite challenge Timgra, unfortunately. Those softs are gonna be bloody rapid for a couple of laps. But during qualifying you get about 6% for out lap, hot lap, in lap. That's 6%. But you do push a little bit harder during the race than you do, or during the qualifying than you do during the race. But say you get 5% per lap. Oh, sorry, 4% per lap. That's still a lot. That's what, 32 after 8 laps? 20% of the 5. So he'll be right on that 25% on the 5th lap. Let's see what he can do. He will see the flashing light of Camel Banana right ahead of him. And they put down a purple sector 3, but it didn't look like Kanak lost that much time, to be honest. Dookie picks up a 3-second time penalty. Let's actually go to penalties now. We can see the top 3, all with 3 seconds. Currently though, Kanak is actually ahead of Timgra. Unfortunately, nowhere near enough. There we go. Let's see. Timgra is catching Camel at a rate of knots, but if this were to stay, Northern Canuck would get 37 points, Timgra would get 32, and that's only 5 points, which would be 3 difference still in favor of Alpha Tauri. And then Tafur is scoring 14, so that would be 17 points in favor of Alpha Tauri. But I have a sneaky suspicion that Timgra is gonna be too quick. Fastest lap 24.6 as Timgra moves up into P2, and Canuck can't quite keep up, and neither can Camel Banana. Look at that, 6/10 through turn 1 and 2. The difference is massive. My charger has fallen out. Yeah, we can see Camel already a second behind. Now Timgra only 3 seconds behind the Spaniard. It's not looking like he's catching a lot though. 3 seconds, now within the 3 seconds. But of course both have penalties, so it is of course nullified with the penalties. Timgra another fastest lap, 24.5. Incredible scenes. Dookie gets a 3-second time penalty. That's 9 seconds for him. Luckily for him, Tafur is 18 seconds. Currently the race is in a little bit of a stalemate. We're waiting for Timgra to catch Sati, so we'll have the battle. Canuck has actually reeled in Camo. Can he get DRS on this straight that is coming up? He needs to nail this section. A small lift, but Camo has had a horrendous run, and Northern Canuck is now getting DRS, and I think he will move up to P3. Now we also have Team Gra within the second of Jackie. We'll have DRS. So it's 2 battles to keep an eye on. We'll keep an eye on the P1 battle. And then when they've reached turn 1, we'll hop back over to the Aston Martin Williams battle. Here we go then. Team Gra getting a lovely slipstream. Oh, a lot of weaving. Sati might have moved twice. Round the outside for Team Gra. Gets... No, doesn't get the move done. Back to the inside, back to the outside. Oh, it's super close between them. But I wonder, was it all completely fair? Very good racing from both of them though, to not make any contact. Always got to respect when 2 drivers doesn't make contact, because it's super easy to do. So always gotta give some respect when you manage to keep it clean. And Tafur dives into the pits and is getting lapped, unfortunately. Not had a race he would have hoped. As Team Gra chasing the slipstream, and this time is further ahead and is ahead into turn 1. Team Gra up into P1. But can he win this? That is the question. His tires are not gonna be the same as they was when he came out the box. Can Jackie keep up with him? And actually, Camo has gone into the box. I'm sorry, I totally missed this. But Camo Banana has gone into the box for a set of softs. Comes out P5, 4 seconds behind Sinks. Is 5 seconds. I mean, he will go up to P4 with the penalty. But can he still process that? I think that is what he is wanting to do then. Northern Canuck is going to get P3 with that. Unfortunately, 7 seconds is a little bit too much, as Tafur again is around. No safety cars can come out this late though. Here we go. DRS for Sati. Can he stay with him? He's not gonna catch him this time round. And Camel Banana picks up 3 seconds, and that, well, luckily for him, he has caught up to Sinks and is only 1.1 seconds back now. See if we can get him soonish. Doesn't get DRS this time around though, which he probably would have hoped for the fastest lap. You can also see Dookie very close. Yeah, Camo not quite close enough. So the eyes are on the leaders once again. We'll keep an eye on the map, of course. As I think Tafur is now actually, yeah, he is a lap down behind everyone, unfortunately for him. But he is staying in the race, fair play. That is all he needs to do to help Team Gra win the championship. Here we go then, final lap. Who will win the Qatar Grand Prix? Sati can't quite get him into turn 1. Will have to try and find a move somewhere else. We can also see that Camo made it through on Sinks. Let's see if he can get the fast slap. I don't think he will. But he has been pushing really hard. Is he gonna get it? No! 24-9 does get a purple sector 3, but it's not enough. Back to the lead 2. Sati versus Tingra. Sati is very, very close. If he can stay this close, he might actually get him on the run to the line. Dookie getting another 3-second time penalty, as we saw Tafur get out of the way of the leaders. Very good. Don't pick up 3-second time penalties now, guys. We want to see this on track. We're getting to the final corner now. Tingra needs to nail this exit. And he does. He does. Jackie is not gonna get him. Tingra is gonna win both championships this year. He gets P1. Jackie gets P2. Alpha Tauri is your Constructors champions for Tier 2. Northern Canuck fought brilliantly. Just didn't quite have the pace, and 8 seconds behind Sati in the end. Sinks couldn't withstand the pace of Camo Banana. Camo does steal fastest lap right at the death, 24-5, so that's 2 points going to Camo Banana. Sinks getting a 5-second time penalty for not serving his 5-second time penalty. Dutch is not gonna be able to capitalize on that. And yes, Northern did have a very clean race, very good. Can Dookie get him to the line? No, not quite. Of course, has a lot of penalties, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But that is PRL Season 8 done. Let's see if we can get the boys in for a little chat. Yeah, definitely a good race. I have to say, let's see if the boys... Oh shit. What? Wrong one. That's the one I want to press. So I can actually hear the voice. But yeah, huge congratulations to Alpha Tauri, who wins the Constructors Championship, and I think they also have won the combined Constructors, because they've been really, really good in all 3 tiers. Let's see if we can get Tingra, Sati, Northern in for a quick chat. If they don't, that's fine. I'm never gonna force anyone to do it. See if we can get them in. Might be that they're not able to join the Voice chat. I might just hop over to the driver's voice chat if... Oh. We have at least one in. Let's see if we can get Team Grain as well. It might be that it is not able to join this one because it's locked. If so, we'll just hop over to the driver's voice chat. Let's see. Oh, my laptop was frozen again. Let's hop over to the driver's voice chat then. Let's see if they hop over. Let's just see if they get it. There we have Mr. Canuck, welcome. And there we have Timga as well, the man of the hour.
Hello?
Hello, Timga. Let's see if the chat can actually hear anything.
Hello, Timga. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's good. Let's just do this.
I can check in the stream.
Yeah, let's see if... Yeah, it's getting picked up through my mic, so it works.
Alright.
But yeah, Timga, very well done. You have secured both championships with that drive today. How does it feel?
I mean, going into the season, it didn't start that well, I think. I mean, midway through the season, I was like 60 points behind on Heinz, I think. But then suddenly it just clicked and it worked out. Of course, constructors went down to the wire, and massive thank you to Tafer. Without this wouldn't have been possible.
Yeah, only 8 points separated you from Williams. Of course, Williams, with only one driver today, couldn't really do much when you go and win the race like that.
Yeah, I mean, I did the tier 1 race as a preparation. I think I did kind of okay. I mean, I had a first lap incident. I went to the back and then got into P7 towards the end. So I was happy with that result. Also, I just think Qatar is one of my best tracks.
Ah.
I mean, I did, I don't know if you saw it, I did a 121.7, but it got invalidated, sadly.
Ah, no, I actually didn't see that. I saw that you invalidated, but
Yeah.
I swapped over.
I mean, I looked it up, and that would have been P2 in tier 1, so that surprised me.
Yeah, that's a very quick lap time, faster than me, so... You're definitely tier 1 material. How are you feeling about the prospect of racing in tier 1 next season?
I mean, I did the last, I did 2 races, I think? No, I did 3, but Austria was kind of terrible, so we forget about that. But yeah, I did the Portugal race and Qatar, and I think I fit perfectly in it. I had some great battles in Portimao with Bronco and Rossi Olcan. And today, even though I went to the back after an incident, I fought my way up again. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think the boys are gonna be in for a big challenge because you're coming up, having absolutely dominated Tier 2 in the end. And the man who fought you, Northern Canuck, has joined us. Is your mic working? That would be a no. But yeah, obviously great season from you, Timgra. Huge congratulations again.
Thank you. Also, congrats to you for both titles and the cup.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a good season for me too.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of unfortunate that they put me in the Red Bull. I didn't notice that just before the race that Red Bull and AlphaTauri were not really that far apart.
Yeah, I was hoping I would get someone, and then when I saw I got you, I was a little bit iffy if you were just gonna retire and say, nah, AlphaTauri is getting this, but you stayed on course, and I think you gave us the title by 3 points or something like that. So
yeah, I mean, I feel a bit sorry for my team. They definitely deserved it as well.
Yeah, they have been very good. So yeah, I definitely feel sorry for them. Ah, Mr. Canuck, I thought I heard something. Hello.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. My technical difficulties, I was able to solve them.
Amazing.
Great showing, Timbra. I just want to say I heard you talking, but huge congrats on the season win. Much deserved. I mean, rapid pace all season, and yeah, I don't remember a time really when you weren't on the podium. There was a few, but
yeah, at the start of the season. But thank you. Also, congrats to P2. I mean, I think you're gonna be in Tier 1 as well. I mean, I would put you in there as well if I have the choice. So I hope I can race you next season as well.
Great, yes, looking forward to it. And Jesper, I can't. Well, I have you here. Huge congrats to you. I'm on with 2 champions here, so congrats to both of you guys.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, Northern, you've had a fantastic season with I'm seeing 6 P3s and a couple of P2s with the race today. Not quite being able to get on the top step of the podium, but still getting P2 in the championship. How do you feel after this season?
Yeah, I think it just that first ERL win hasn't come my way. Hopefully it does in the future. But yeah, I think it was an excellent season. I think for the most part we had Tier 2 had great attendance. I think we had a great group of drivers. I know we started out where there was a few too many incidents, but I think at the midway point we kind of turned the ship around, and yeah, it was a great season. I think it was a good calendar, and yeah, I'm looking forward to next season already.
Good calendar. I know a few people, especially in Tier 1, that would disagree strongly on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was a few weeks in there back. I don't know how I felt about. I think it was Baku. We went somewhere to Baku, and that back-to-back was the only one where I kind of was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, we were Baku and then Jeddah, which is a little bit of a yikes.
Exactly.
But yeah, both of you had
good.
both of you had fantastic seasons. Obviously, Williams will end. I think it was 13 something points behind. I think it's a little bit more now. But yeah, so close on both championship. If you look at it, how will you come back next season to try and edge your way up the table?
Yeah, I think I don't know if I said it this season or last season, but I always figure that the constructors usually goes down to last race or the second last race. So I was kind of happy to see that competition there at the end, and huge congrats, Timga, for you and Telfer taking that home. I mean, with your results, and Telfer just there every week getting points, so it was great teamwork from you both. And yeah, next season I think we not gonna spread any words from the men's side, but we definitely have some ideas that we want to put out there, and we think that it will make things more competitive, and it will make hopefully help with attendance a little bit. So yeah, hopefully constructors are a lot closer battles next year, more so than they were this year, and just competition all around I think will be just as good as it was, if not better, next season.
Spicy. Well, thank you guys for joining the interviews. I think it should be a thing we do more of next season. I think more people, I think a lot of people enjoy it.
Sure.
So yeah, I hope to see you guys more. Of course, I can do more comms now that I'm moving up to Premier. So it's not just after another race.
Sure, and thank you, Jesper. A big thank you again. I know you did some coverage across tiers this season, and as I said in the commentator chat, I know drivers don't always say thank you, but it's hugely appreciated when you've jumped in, and that goes for all commentators as well. It's a big part, and everyone loves to watch the streams and watch the VODs after, so huge thank you to the commentators.
Yeah, no worries.
Big thank you from my side. I mean, I'm often rewatching the Tier 1 races on YouTube afterwards, so big thank you to all the commentators for doing this.
Yeah, I think I can speak for all of the commentators when I'm saying it's a pleasure. It's always very fun to commentate, so thank you guys for putting on a show as well. But I do think we are going to round off there. It's actually 11 p.m, so it's getting a little bit late. But thank you guys once again for joining the interviews, and thank you to everyone who's been watching Season 8 of Performance Racing League. And we will see you guys for Season 9 soon, so don't miss it. But until Season 9, take care everyone, and a goodbye.